the 83rd meeting of Advanced Quantum Leap Toastmaster Club. And I'm Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma, your Sergeant at Arms, and honored to serve you today with the opening of meeting. And before we begin, there are some very small but very important rules. Please keep your microphones on mute unless you are speaking. If you are presenting, feel free to turn on your camera to engage with the audience. If you want to say anything, chat box is there. You can raise your arm, and we would definitely love to hear from you. With this thrilling introduction, I would like to introduce our Madam President, if she is here. Madam President is here. Oh, yes, she is here. Our lovely President is here. So, giving the floor to her, Madam President Iram Rizvi, over to you.
Thank you very much, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Tehseen. Please give a round of applause to her for having a wonderful opening and being always on time. Thank you so much. So I'm right now here, everyone, at a chess tournament in Islamabad of my under 12, under 13 category of my son. And guess what? I'm thinking, what will happen to chess, dear nerds? What will happen to chess? Because chess is completely based on steps. Chess is completely based on memory. And if you look at last couple of decades, the winners of chess, they are memorizing these steps, right? So they have named all the steps. It's London, it's bridge, it's going on that, what are the steps that you're going to take? So what will happen to chess? So I was trying to research a bit that how the AI is going to take over this particular game. And what I've figured out that the future where we're thinking about that how AI is going to challenge lots of things that are happening right now. The only thing that's going to challenge back AI is art and culture. So dear nerds, the thing that's going to take over is something that we do directly with our minds, directly with our hands. So AI is going to come into the picture to make us better at chess, give us tips and tricks, make sure that there is no fraud, make sure that there is no cheating. It's going to be a better arbitrator. It's going to be a better monitor, but then chess is going to become more cultural, it's going to become more traditional, it's going to become more expensive. The trainers, the coaches, you're going to hear keynote speeches in Quantum Leap Toastmasters Club on how to play chess, the tricks of chess, and so chess is going to become unique, just like how embroidery is going to be, plumbing, carpentry. These things are going to become more and more valuable, more niche. And whereas where we are thinking that AI is going to take a lot of jobs, AI is going to help bring in those jobs which were quite hard-working, hardcore jobs, which were very low pay, and they are going to become higher paid. They're going to become more expensive, and they're going to get the value, the craft, the actual cultural work that we used to do. So welcome to Toastmasters. Welcome to Quantum Leap. I'm your president here, Iram Rizvi. It's a pleasure to host you up over here. And today we have a wonderful keynote speech lined up. So I'm going to quickly check that who are our guests over here. So first of all, welcome. It's very glad to see one of our previous national champion, Khurram Chisti here, Toastmaster here, joined us today. We also have our current champion DTM Talha bin Hamid. So you're going to hear this all year round. I'm so proud to have our winners over here. We have our challenger Toastmaster Imran Rana, who gave a very hard time to last year's champion. So great to have you here. So I could see three names here. Toastmaster Ayan Pal. Would you like to please introduce yourself? Which district do you belong to? What's your club? How did you hear about us? And what do you feel about this meeting?
Hi, Ram. I'm very excited to be back to this club. I was aware of this club being formed before it was formed. I remember Talha and I were talking about the concept of the club, and we were very excited. And we were about to form a similar club called Big Bang Toastmasters when I was the club growth director in District 124. So I'm from Kolkata. I'm so happy to connect with all of you in Karachi. And looking forward to the keynote speech today. I was invited to the club by all the wonderful people here, including Imran and Talha, and can't wait to speak, listen, learn, and
Thank you. Thank you. Such a pleasure to have you here. And we're really looking forward. Now, next, I would like to request the introduction of Ramiza Oneeb. Ramiza Oneeb is a Toastmaster.
Yeah, I am a Toastmaster. Hi everyone, my name is Ramiza Oneeb. I am the Sergeant at Arms of LAI Toastmasters Club in Lahore, and today I have two roles: the Geek of the Week and the Lead Evaluator. So I'm here to be performing those roles. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I can see one more name, Toastmaster Sohail Gibran. Can I please get your introduction?
Yes, I am from Lahore Toastmasters Club, and I joined this club on 1st of August of this year. And I came to know about today's meeting from Facebook. So I decided to join as a guest and to see what you people do and try to learn from you people. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. So I do not have anyone who is not a Toastmaster. So just a quick look here. So you can see all the ages. You can see all the genders, and they're all here for the love of chess. So AI, stand strong. You are there. So Ayan Pal, we are very excited to hear from you. What do you have in the keynote today? But let me tell you, as many things, chess is also going to come back as a beautiful art. And looking forward, pray for my son that he does well today, because then, and if he does too well, I have to give him something too big, but he does a little well so that I can save some money. And looking forward for today's meeting, handing over charge to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, and I'll be logged in around.
Yes. Toastmasters, you are up.
Okay, thank you very
Toastmaster
much,
Taiseen,
Madam.
right? So I'm sorry, I have to take that. So please, everyone, give a round of applause to our dear Sergeant at Arms and also the backbone of our club, someone who really wears a lot of hats. So please give a round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day, Madam Taiseen Fatima.
Thank you very much, Madam President. And the enthusiasm and the energy in your voice has actually made us all really energetic. And we wish you all, your son, all the best. And don't forget to send us gulab jamun if he wins. That's my favorite. Everyone, you can tell your favorite sweet so she can send to our home, of course. Okay, so we have a great theme today: debugging fear with motivation. As it is a club with all geeks and full of nerds, and everyone is as equally participant of science, technology, and engineering and mathematics. So I thought, how about trying a theme which is close to our daily life and which is close to our emotional life as well? Debugging fear with motivation. Mm-hmm. Fear is like a stubborn bug in our mental software. It freezes our confidence, crashes our courage, and sometimes even make us reboot our dreams. The screen flashes, error 404, confidence not found. I'm sure we all can relate to this confidence not found error at some times or many times in our life when we really feel shattered. Now, what do programmers do when the system fails? They debug. They don't throw away the machine. No. Even if the Google collapses, we don't uninstall Google. In life too, fear is simply a line of faulty code. And the debugger we need is motivation, self-motivation. Think about it. Motivation is like pressing Control Alt Delete simultaneously on your doubts. Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete. Doubt 1, doubt 2, doubt 3. It forces you to shut down panic, restart, being passionate, and relaunch a purpose. When fear whispers, "You can't do this. You are not made for this. It is such a big thing," motivation replies, Challenge accepted. I'll make it done. And that's where you debug your fear with your motivation. With this lovely thought, let's proceed. And I am so enthusiastic to announce that today's meeting is segmented into 3 beautiful segments. In the first segment, we have Ayan Paul, the keynote speaker, who will be motivating us and showing us a light in many ways. And in the second segment, we have prepared speeches, as always. And in the third segment, we have table topic section, the most exciting and the most awaited section in every meeting, every Toastmaster meeting. And then, of course, we will go towards the evaluations. Yes, Mr.
Sorry, Toastmasters, I see just a slight, the agenda is slightly different. You first need to invite the geek of the week, and then we move to the keynote. You first need to invite the geek of the week as per the agenda.
Yes, I was about to actually introduce the role players and then invite the geek of the week. Okay, so thank you very much for the intimation. So for the role players, we have the lead language evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rana with us. And for the timer, we have a very unique Toastmaster with us who do not pay the Toastmaster fee, but is a Toastmaster and is present in almost every Quantum Leap meeting. Ooh. Mr. Talha bin Awad will tell very shortly. So with this lovely surprise, let me invite the Geek of the Week, our lovely Toastmaster Ramiza Unaim. I'm sure I'm taking your name correctly, and I apologize if it's not the correct version. The stage is yours, the virtual floor is yours. Looking forward to Toastmaster Ramiza.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. Today I will be talking about the fantasy series Shadowhunters. This show is based on the Mortar Instruments by the novel of Cassandra Clare. It takes us into a hidden world of demons, angels, vampires, warlocks, and hunters. At its core, though, Shadowhunters is just about supernatural battles, but about love, friendship, sacrifice, and discovering who you are. So it's basically about this girl named Clary Faye who learns that she is a shadow hunter, and that's on her 18th birthday. She belongs to that secret race. It's half human and half angel warriors designed to protect the world from demons. Her life changes instantly when her mother gets kidnapped and she is thrown into the dangerous world of the shadow world. Then comes another character named Jace Wayland. He is alongside Clary Faye. He is a skilled and confident shadow hunter. Then we have Simon Lewis, her best friend, who later becomes a vampire. Then we have 2 people, Isabel Lightwood and Alec Lightwood, who are siblings. And they fight bravely as part of the shadow hunter team. One of the most fascinating concepts in this series is the Parabatai bond. Now, what is the Parabatai bond? This is a secret partnership between 2 shadow hunters, a bond deeper than friendship or family. Alec and Jace, they both are Parabatai, which means they fight together, live for one another, and can even draw strength from each other in battle. So what does this bond teach us about? This bond teaches us about loyalty, trust, and the power of having someone by your side no matter what. As the story unfolds, we see Clary battling against her father, who is Valentine Morgenstern, who wants to use the power of angels for his own destructive ambitions. The characters are constantly forced to make difficult choices between love, duty, and the greater good. The relationships in Shadowhunters are also very meaningful. We see romantic love between Clary and Jace, deep family bonds. These relationships highlight that true strength does not only come from weapons, but also from compassion and unity. So what can we learn from Shadowhunters? First, that identity is more than blood or destiny. It's about the choices we make. Second, that love and friendship are powerful weapons against darkness. And finally, the loyalty like the Parabatai bond can help us survive even the toughest battles in life. Shadowhunters may be a fantasy story full of magic and demons, but its lessons are very real. It reminds us that even when life feels like a fight, we are never truly alone. As Jace once said, heroes aren't always the ones who win, they're always the ones who lose sometimes, but they keep fighting. Thank you.
What a lovely and inspiring message, Toastmaster Ramiza. Thank you so much for enlightening our morning with these beautiful words and the beautiful message. Love, loyalty, and people are our strength. What a beautiful message. I'm sure many of us can relate to it. Okay, now it's the time for the segment we all have been awaiting eagerly. And I would love to invite Toastmaster Ayan Paul, who is the keynote speaker of today's meeting. And he is joining from another district to this meeting. And this is such a beautiful thing and beauty of this Quantum Leap Advanced Club. So without further delay, the stage is yours, Toastmaster Ayan Paul. I can't wait to start
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, you will have to wait a bit because apparently he has dropped off. So hopefully
Okay, no problem.
join.
By the time he is joining back, I would like to know from Toastmaster Suhail Gibran, how do you overcome your fear with motivation or with any other strategy?
Oh, yes. Interesting question.
Mhm.
I will give you an example of a political leader, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Back in 1977, there was election campaign going on in Pakistan, and in Lahore, he had arranged a big public meeting. About 200,000 people were there, and I was also one of them. At that time, I was a college student. When Mr. Bhutto came, he did a strange thing. Now I will give you a small demonstration of it. He did whoo, whoo. He did this thing 5-6 times, and the whole crowd started laughing. Now I come to your question. What is fear? It is just a self-imposed limitation, and it prevents you to bring out your own authentic self, your own inner self. Your job or my job is that we have to brought out our genuine and authentic self. Mr. Bhutto did it by doing who, and people liked it. And Mr. Bhutto and people, they were on the same page then. The people were highly motivated and inspired. Why? That he spoke from his heart. People will get inspired when you speak from heart. And from when you, if you want to speak from heart, you have to bring out your own authentic self, your original self. So I also try to do this. Thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing lesson, amazing story, and very inspiring. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suhail. I am honored to, we all are honored to have you here. So Toastmaster Ayan Paul is here. So Ayan Paul, without further delay, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much. I'm having a bit of a connectivity issue today. It's been raining cats and dogs in
We all
Kolkata.
have to go through same. It's okay. It's
Yes,
a part
yes.
of our life now.
All right. Thank you so much. So, it's now time to talk about doing the right thing in a world infused by artificial intelligence. Now, tell me about this poster. Was it done in the right way? Well, I don't know, but I have to thank the previous Geek of the Week, Talha, for coming up with this wonderful poster. So we do know what is artificial intelligence. I'm not going to tell you about what artificial intelligence is. I'm going to tell you a few things about how it's impacting the world right now and whether we are doing the right thing. So AI and education. Let's start off with education. We are a club of geeks and we couldn't have been where we are if we were not educated enough. So thinking of that, I would like to start off with how it's making an impact in the world of education. So just give me a moment. Try and take this away. Okay. So here are some facts. So AI, or rather ChatGPT, recently cleared the United States medical licensing examination. Not just that, when it comes to the prestigious Wharton University of Pennsylvania, the final test of the MBA program's operations management course was successfully cleared by artificial intelligence. It did not even leave Minnesota law and the University of Minnesota, and the constitutional law exam, which is one of the toughest, was cleared by artificial intelligence. Can you believe that? All of these different fields, different exams. And here is a picture of someone who actually went viral. This is Mr. Peter Snapvangers. Now, he was supposed to write a 2,000-word essay on social policy. He gave it to AI, I think ChatGPT, and in a matter of 18 minutes, he was able to get an essay and received a score of 53 or 2:2. Now, they were not trying to cheat. They were all trying to see how good AI is. But is AI really that good? And as our president was talking about certain other jobs like chess, which will get more creative, where do we stand when it comes to AI? Now, I'm going to take the example of this particular picture. Can anyone tell me what are the films? Come on, geeks. What are the films this is referring to? Maybe in the chat section, maybe you can unmute yourself and speak.
Avengers and Avatar.
Avengers, okay, and which Avengers?
Avatar.
And what's the other one?
Avenger, I think it's the upcoming one.
Avatar and Avengers.
Avengers
Oh,
Endgame.
well, it is the Avengers and Avatar. Avengers Endgame, actually. And Avatar. Do you know what this picture symbolizes? Anyone? Any guesses?
It is
Avatar?
Avatar of Aquaman.
Tessie, would you like to be a little louder? Tessie,
I
yes.
think it is.
What do you think
it
this
is-
picture
It
symbolizes?
is half symbolizes the left part is with the Avengers of the Marvels, and the
Yes.
right side is the Aquaman, who is again
Okay, but what does it symbolize?
water, the power of water.
Kind of close. Of course, it's talking about Avatar, also Way of Water, which is an upcoming film. But no, this talks about the clash between the two movies at the box office. And Avatar has been the world's highest grossing film. And for a brief period, Avengers was able to cross that, and Avatar came up with this congratulatory message. And then Avatar re-released in China and then again became the world's #1. So while Avengers collected a total cumulative 2.797 billion, Avatar collected 2.92 billion. So come on, mathematic geeks. What is the total collection of these two films? Around not even 6 billion? Yes? Almost 6 billion, 5.5 to 6 billion. Why am I talking about these two films? Now, these two films took years to make, had a lot of people and millions of people all over the world, including India and Pakistan, watched these movies to make them super successful. And even then, together, they had a lifetime collection of less than 6 billion. All the technology, all the storytelling, everything combined, and that's what we have. A huge amount of money, between 5.5 to 6 billion. Now, I'm going to take another example, okay? On 9 February in 2023, after Microsoft unveiled the new Bing, Google posted an ad on its Twitter handle promoting Bard. Now, what happened? While all of these promotions were happening, an innocuous person like you and me went and asked a question. Who took the first pictures of a planet outside our solar system? And AI came up with an answer. James Webb Space Telescope took the first pictures of a planet outside our solar system. However, someone pointed out that that was incorrect because in reality, it was the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope, or VLT, which achieved this feat in 2004. A mistake, which led to an endgame. Soon after, a report emerged pointing to the factual error made by Bard, post which Alphabet shares tanked more than 9% during regular trading, wiping off $100 billion in just one day. Think about how huge that is and how a mistake can lead to an endgame. So it's very good to use AI. However, What about hallucinations? And that's where, ladies and gentlemen, our key skills comes to the forefront. And that is where, and that is why communication is the key. Now, Dale Carnegie was someone who was once a Toastmaster, and he then formed the Carnegie Institute of Speaking. And he says, and I quote, even in such technical learns like engineering, about 15% of one's financial success is due to one's technical knowledge, and 85% is due to skill in human engineering, personality, and the ability to lead people, like our beautiful president is. The way she is multitasking while taking care of her kid in a chess competition is amazing. Now, if I take the example of Deloitte Access Economics, 2/3 of all jobs are predicted to be in the soft skill demanding occupation by 2030. And as per Forbes, these will become critical than ever. If you take LinkedIn, which is the #1 site for professionals trying to network, LinkedIn Skills on the Rise 2025 report states creativity and innovation as the #1 skill on the rise, problem solving as the #3 skill on the rise, strategic thinking as the #5 skill on the rise, and communication as the #6 skill on the rise. Oh my God. Now, all of these, of course, have underlying elements of communication, but is there something that can combine creativity, that can combine innovation, that can combine problem solving, that can combine strategic thinking as well as communication? Well, I'm going to give you a high five to these 5 skills by sharing with you that one thing that can help us connect them all. And that one thing is, any guesses? Come on, chat section, let's wake up. Any guesses? What is that one thing that can put all of these things together? Anyone? Chat? Or you can also unmute yourself and speak. I hope I'm visible and audible. I think people are just a little shocked right now as to what could be that one thing which has communication as its key, but ensures all of these skills are needed and helps you enhance and sharpen the skills. Anyone? Don't worry, I'm going to show it to you anyways.
Is it AI these days?
Yeah.
For a study published in September 14, 2017, can you all confirm if you can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
We can all
Absolutely
Yeah, yeah.
fine.
Yes, okay. Because I'm having this network connectivity issue. I'm really sorry. So the internet is acting up a little bit and I'm connected using a hotspot. So, so creative writing to the rescue. In 2017, a study was published by the Michigan State University. And it said for warriors, expressive writing cools the brains on stressful times. So if you're like that person there on the left, I need a coffee, I'm worrying about a lot of things. You have to understand that just about 8 minutes of creative writing, expressive creative writing every day can actually cool your brain and turn you into this person. And it can actually help you solve conflicts. So creative writing definitely is the key to solving some of these things and doing the right thing, writing, right? And we know a lot of people in the world who have been able to become super successful due to creative writing. Let's take the example of J.K. Rowling. Now, J.K. Rowling was facing depression. She was working out of a cafe and she was a single income mother, and she used creative writing to create Harry Potter, and see how that changed the world, because magic truly happens with creative writing. Also look at the way you're stuck and you write a speech and how that changes the world. Yes, one competition at a time. Congratulations to Talha bin Hamid for being the first runner-up in the TIP speech contest, and it was such a proud moment to be in Philadelphia. See, I'm wearing that pin, and to see Talha receive that award. And of course, we also have the Urdu champion here. So congratulations. And last year's champion is also here. So yes, remember how you wrote those speeches? Well, that was creative writing. You put all of those things into effect and that helped. So now that we know that creative writing is something that can take us places, and of course, it does have nothing to do with whether you're a left brain or a right brain person, because creativity is there in all of us. So what do we do with creative writing? What do we use it for? So there are 3 pillars of creative writing, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about these pillars. The first pillar of creative writing that can help you do the right thing in a world infused by artificial intelligence is plot. Now, this doesn't talk about that lavish plot that is going to be used to build that Haveli of your dreams. No. So plot is the main story of what you're writing. It could be a story of a film. It could be a story of a book. It could be the story of your speech. before I tell you which plot usually is the most exciting, let me tell you how many plots are there. But before that, can anyone guess how many plots are there in the world? When it comes to stories, how many plots are there in the world? Anyone? Guess?
I read somewhere there are
Eight.
I think, seven plots.
Eight.
I'm-
I
Okay,
read
someone
eight.
says, Muhammad says 8, Talha says 7. Oh, well, maybe there is an 8 plot, the twisted plot, but actually there are just 7 kinds of plots in the entire world. And the first one is overcoming the monster. So overcoming a monster is a plot with a very simple hero villain. And think about a James Bond movie. There's a very clearly defined villain, and there is a hero and who is going to be threatening your country and are trying to defeat the hero and overcome the monster, not like a real monster, but that character, which is a monster. The second is Rags to Riches. I have an Indian origin film to recommend for this. How many of you are aware of this movie called Slumdog Millionaire with music by A.R. Rahman? Yeah, he won an Oscar, quite a lot of Oscars. So Rags to Riches story, you have many such films. Yes, Talha, you've raised your hand. You are aware of this film. Okay, I guess.
Just to
All
confirm,
right.
I was aware of this.
Oh, perfect. So Slumdog Millionaire, a rags to riches story. You have this person who loses everything, gains it back. Amazing. We all want to fight for the underdogs. Yes, rags to riches. The third one is a quest. A quest. Any ideas? I'm giving you a clue using my T-shirt. Tintin is an example of a quest, maybe. So what is a quest? Anyone?
A journey.
A quest is like an adventure. You have a question that needs to be solved. Think of all the Sherlock Holmes mysteries or the Agatha Christie's mysteries, and I think Talha was about to say something. Yes, Talha, you wanted to
Yeah.
add something to quest?
Yeah, I just as an example of quest, maybe Lord of the Rings qualifies as one.
Lord of the Rings, not yet, and I'm going to tell you why, but good example. I'm going to quickly move to Tahseen Fatima. Tahseen, any other example that you might have for a quest?
Quest is an urge, like I see Lady Gaga, the Black Widow, and these people who are in
Okay.
urge to get
Or-
something.
Sort of.
Or
Black Widow,
Odyssey,
a
or
little
Odyssey.
later, but I get your idea. Odyssey, Iliad and Odyssey, Muhammad Asghar, is that what you're referring to? Or the Odyssey
Yeah.
movie that's about to come soon by Christopher
no.
Nolan?
For
Yes,
something?
that could be a quest, but could also be something. Sorry?
Searching for something?
I think Indiana Jones, a very simple example. Ramiza, you were saying something. Yes, go on.
Searching for something.
Searching for something, yes, that's a quest. Absolutely right. The next one is a voyage and return. So a group of people go on a quest to find something. So that's why Talha was talking about the Lord of the Rings. But there's a voyage and return. So they come back a changed person. Journey to the Center of the World or Lord of the Rings are perfect examples of voyage and return. And a lot of Percy Jackson films. How many of you are aware of the Percy Jackson books? Sea of Monsters is releasing on television. That's like a voyage and return. So that's the fourth plot. The next two plots are very, very easy. It's a comedy and a tragedy. Let's start off with comedy. How many of you have seen movies by Charlie Chaplin? Can you tell me, are movies by Charlie Chaplin a comedy or a tragedy? Anyone?
They are both.
They're both.
and
Yes,
actually,
exactly.
they
It's
are-
how
they
the
are-
movie ends.
Yeah.
Tessin, yes, go on.
They are always the depiction of his failures, which the innocent failures, and he has brought them in a comic way.
Right. Now let's think about romantic comedies like, how many of you like watching romantic comedies or romantic movies? You have a superstar of romance in your country who is loved all over the world, Fawad, right? I think he has done such amazing romantic films on television, and I think such lovely films all over. So if I take the example of Pretty Woman, which is one of my favorite romantic comedies, which was shot in the United States, had Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. So romantic comedy is where at the end there is happiness, and a tragedy is one there isn't. I'm going to take the example of Devdas. How many of you have seen Shah Rukh Khan's Devdas or Dilip Kumar's Devdas or any of these movies or are aware of it? So Devdas was obviously written by Sharat Chandra Chattopadhyay, who is a Bengali, like me. And Devdas has been filmed a lot of times. So you have a lot of tragedies all over the world. I think Munshi Premchand is an author who has written a lot of Hindi stories about tragedy. And you have got Shakespeare's tragedies like Macbeth and Hamlet, where the ending is tragic. So you clearly identify that it's a tragedy. Can any of you give me any other example of romance and tragedy? A romantic tragedy? Very famous. Anyone?
Well, Titanic.
Titanic, yes. Titanic, what an example. Thank you. And of course, we are talking James Cameron. How can we not talk about his first global blockbuster movie? So yes, but all
La
of
La
these
Land.
plots are very, very important. Yes, Khurram?
La La Land is another example.
La La Land is such a good movie, but La La Land is also the last plot. I'm going to come to that. So any of you have any plot that you have still not got it? The last plot takes the cake. It's called rebirth. No, it's not like Om Shanti Om and people dying and stuff. Rebirth is the pursuit of happiness. Rebirth is like Spider-Man, where you get to learn that with great power comes great responsibility. All superhero origin stories are rebirth. Rebirth is during the course of the story, something makes the major character, the hero, become a different person. As simple as that. So that's rebirth. That's La La Land. The characters become different people. They start off differently, then they end up differently. La La Land is also a bit of a romantic tragedy. I love that movie, by the way. But a plot, that's the kind of plot. If you really look at Toastmasters, the most successful speeches, including this year's World Champion of Public Speaking speech, which is also by a Bengali, and I know him, and I'm so proud that he had a lot of song and dance in the movie. We were all celebrating. So if you see most of the World Championship winning speeches, they have this plot, which is rebirth. During the plot, something happens and the character becomes a different person. But of course, you also have to understand that another pillar of storytelling, of creative writing, is the character. And as you start working on characters, you will understand characters are key. Now tell me, what is the most important character? The hero, the heroine, the villain, or the supporting character? I would request everyone to give one answer here. So what's the most important character in a story? The hero, the heroine, the villain, or the supporting character?
The villain.
The villain
The
is
villain,
Hero.
absolutely, Khurram. Would we
Hero.
have,
Hero.
I don't know if you've seen this
Hero.
movie. I'll take one by one. So if the villain is the most important character, would we have a Sholay without a Gabbar Singh? Probably not. Okay. Or would we have a Indiana Jones Temple of Doom without Amrish Puri? Probably not. So villain is very, very important. How many of you think it's a hero?
Yes, hero.
Of course, the guiding force, the most important character. How would our stories be told if there was no hero? So many movies, right? Hero driven all over the world. How many of you think the heroine is the most important character? No one. Could you have a Titanic without Kate Winslet? Finally waiting there and throwing that locket and ending it all. Could you have a La La Land without Emma Stone? No, a heroine is one of the most important characters. That strong female character that drives the story forward. Can you tell me, is it possible for the supporting character to be the most important? Anyone? Yes, Tessin, you raised your hand.
For the heroine part, I wanted to add that when I was reading Sidney Sheldon's novels, and every novel is actually the ideal situation, and the heroic version was the heroine herself. So without that
Yes.
Kate and all those roles.
Absolutely. And you can have a male hero and a female hero. We shouldn't ideally say heroine, but I think there is this concept of someone who's there. Now, also, can you give me an example?
The heroine is the
Why are
figure.
we even talking supporting characters? Anyone? Talha has also raised his hand, and two others. Let us hear them one after another. Yes, Talha bin Hamid, would you
I
like
think
to add something?
one example of a supporting character becoming the crux of the story is the character of Snape in Harry Potter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Such a good example. Now, let's take a supporting character which is not even there, not even an actor. Jurassic Park. Can you have those movies without those dinosaurs? Can you? Can you have Jurassic Park without a Tyrannosaurus Rex? You can't. Now, please understand when you are actually delving into different kinds of plots, or when you're trying to find out characters, you also build your character and you find the plot of your life. Because at the end of the day, no story is complete or no story can exist without conflict. And I'm referring to one of Newton's laws because we are all geeks here. Can anyone tell me what is Newton's first law of motion?
A body will continue in motion unless something stops.
Abrar, very good. Tessin, anyone, anything else? Any other law of Newton? Would you like to add?
Yes.
Every
There is
action has
Every
an
equal,
opposite and a
reaction
third law of
has
motion.
opposite.
there is equal but opposite
Sohail
reaction.
Gibran. Sohail Gibran was speaking for Sohail. Yes, go on. What were you saying?
Every action has the same type of reaction.
Absolutely. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. All of us get that. We love conflict on screen, not in our lives. But do you know the three pillars of creative writing are plot, character, and conflict, because it helps us find our stories. At the end of the day, whether you like it or not, we are all stories being created. Now you decide. You want people to talk to you, talk about your story as a tragedy that we should learn from? You want your story to be a comedy that people laugh at? Or you want to be that example of rebirth where you did something and came up trumps, where you overcame the monster, where you went on a quest, you went on a voyage and returned a different, changed person? Ladies and gentlemen, the choice of what kind of plot your life will have is up to you. Do you want to be the hero of your own story or the supporting actor of someone else's story? Is up to you. Do you want to be the villain of someone else's story? Or do you want to be in a story where you are able to overcome the villain, the monster that takes things away? Do you want to be a man and woman who builds character, who uses AI, yes, for the right reasons, and uses their creativity to take themselves to the next level? Do you want to be the person who faces conflict fearlessly, be it internal or external, and comes up trump every single time? Well, then, ladies and gentlemen, creative writing can truly come to your rescue. And I know I've been taking so many examples, but I'm going to take my own example today. I hold a bachelor's degree in electronics and communications engineering from VTU Karnataka. I studied educational technology from San Diego State University in California and CXO leadership from Cornell University in New York, where I was a class topper. But it was creativity that has truly taken me places. And creative writing can take you places too. I made it into the Limca Book of Records for writing India's first composite novel in June 2016. During 70 years of India-UK cultural exchange in November 2017, my work was showcased to King Charles. So that's me in the center next to Queen Camilla and King Charles. And this was a picture that was tweeted by King Charles himself after he tweeted some other pictures about his India trip. And what you see at the back is my writing, which has been converted into illustrations by the multiple Oscar-winning @ONE animations. And in February 2008, I was listed by Hindustan Times, one of India's top newspapers, as one of the 5 Indian short story writers to read. Creative writing indeed took me places. It recently took me to Philadelphia, where I received a Presidential Citation Award and was there to clap while Talha bin Hamid, another very, very creative person, won the 2nd place in the tape speech contest. So that, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to an end of today's talk. And I urge you to do the right thing in a world infused by artificial intelligence. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, salam. If you have any questions, I will be happy to take them now.
Do we have any questions from the audiences? Please raise your hand if you do have.
Yes, Talha. By the way, I'm
Okay.
sorry about that red light. Due to all this connectivity, I couldn't maintain a separate device to check the timing cards. Sorry.
No worries at all. No worries at all. And I have no questions because you explained everything so well. And you, I think, motivated us or re-motivated some of us who have, like me, who have pieces that are half finished or we've started but never get around to completing them. Now I think we are much more motivated. I would just wanted to add one thing. When you were concluding, you said that do you want to be the hero or one of the supporting characters? Do you want to be the villain, or do you want to be? Do you want the story to center around you? So I think the answer to that riddle is because see, we are in this world and we are living everyone, and at in one place we will be the center of attention, but in another place perhaps would not be. So I think it's more like the MCU. You mentioned Avengers, right? Where occasionally a character has their own piece centering around them, but then they all add up to a single beautiful story, at least during the first 3 phases. After that, it all went downhill. But so
It
I
went
think
downhill, yes.
so I think that's a perfect allegory.
Yes, and I would
for-
like to add something here. Sorry, yes, continue, Talha.
No, I just ended. I just said that, I think that is a perfect metaphor for our roles in this world. Sometimes they're central, sometimes they're supporting.
Absolutely. And I think the best example could be our parents. I'm hugely inspired by my mom and dad. They're not here anymore, but they are the building blocks of our life. And they are the supporting characters. Where would we be without them, right? We are their heroes and they are our heroes. So sometimes when we tell stories, we focus too much on the hero, but you can also focus on the villain. You can also focus on the supporting characters. It is not necessarily to always have the hero narrate the story. You can have supporting characters do that as well, as Talha just gave the example. And I think there are stories all around us, and hopefully you will be able to find your stories. Does anyone have any other questions?
Yep. One thing I will say, Ayan, first of all, thank you very much for being here. First is a word of gratitude. So proud to be having you on our Quantum Leap one, and it was a very informative and very knowledgeable keynote. What you would suggest if somebody want to start creative writing? One thing is, yes, we are using that one in our speeches. But apart from that, moving toward writing a book and doing a start on the creative writing, what are the few initial steps we need to start and how we can do that?
Thank you so much, Khurram, for that question. And I think when it comes to the outcome of creative writing, it is the story that decides what's the best way to be told. Best way to tell the story could be a very short table topic. It could be a 7-minute speech. It could be a 20-minute keynote. It could be a short story of 2,000 words. It could be a novella of 20,000 words. It could be a novel of 50,000 words. It could be a series of novels like the Harry Potter or the Lord of the Rings series. So what you need to do, Khurram, is just find out stories near you that really you want to tell. Because we all have stories, but is that story something you want to tell through a book or through a speech? I have some untold stories as well. And I'm very happy to share with all of you because we are all people who love geeks here. There's this book I'm writing for 20 years now. It's still not done. And hopefully the first part of a series of books will release sometime later this year. Even though I've been published about 20 times, this is my dream project on which I've been working for 20 years. And I've faced so much of frustration along the way when I see some Cassandra Clare and Harry Potter and so many other books coming. I'm like, oh no, my plot point is gone. Now they will say I was stealing from them because I could not face it. And I honestly am in the bit of a writer's block as well. So there are all these things, Khurram, that can happen. But the first step is that kindling, that awakening, that interest that I want to tell a story, whatever that story is, Khurram. And when you have a desire, everything else will flow and everything else will come into place. But as you start writing the story, don't initially imagine that I'm going to write a novel or I'm going to write a novella or I'm going to write a poetry. Let it flow naturally, and then you will know whether it can be a speech or a TED talk or something else altogether. How to tell the story will come later, but just get that simple plot. What is the story about? What do you want the story to be? And start writing it. And it can be typed as well. You don't have to take a pen and paper and write, whatever works for you. So I type a lot of, I obviously am an engineer, so I use the laptop to write my stories. So I'm technically not a writer, I'm a typer. But that having been said, we are all of different kinds. Some of us are plotters, some of us are pansters. So for some of us, we need to plot the story. Some of us are pansters. We just start writing and the story naturally follows. You have to find out which one works for you, Khurram. And I hope you can find that soon.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If there are no other questions, I'm going to be respecting Talha this time with his green card. and now yellow card. And before it becomes red card, I'm going to stop. But I think Asghar has a question. Mohammed Asghar, I believe you've raised your hand. Yes.
Yeah, yes. Actually, Tala is about to showing us the red card, but I want to go against everything E stands for. I have a very short question. When it comes to individual framing of the plot, as a writer, have you ever felt being confused to neatly fit a story in a certain individual plots? Because there are certain novels or certain books where I'm confused to put them neatly in one single frame. For example, recently I'm reading a 30 years old Indian novel written by Vikram Seth, A Suitable Boy. While listening your presentation, I'm confused how to put this novel when it comes to the seven plots. Is
The
it
seven plots.
untangled, sacrifice, feuds?
I think, Mohammed Asghar, that's a wonderful question. And there are certain book series or certain films or certain books like A Suitable Boy where multiple plots are visible. I'm going to take the example of Sholay. Okay, Sholay, when it comes to Gabbar Singh, is overcoming the monster. When it comes to Basanti and Dharmendra track, it's a romance. When it comes to Jaya Bhaduri and Amitabh Bachchan, it's a tragedy. Or the blind father saying, "Itna sannata kyun hai, koi bol kyun nahi raha hai," when the young person dies. There are different plots. Astrani the jailer, it's such a comedy. So you can have Harry Potter books. Okay, the first Harry Potter book is not overcoming the monster. There is no Voldemort. He's there for 1.5 minutes. It's about Harry Potter finding out that he has special powers. So that's a rebirth. And the last book is about overcoming the monster. So, Mohammed, these are the 7 plots. So sometimes books can have multiple plots and they will have multiple plots. Films also can have multiple plots, but these are the 7 plots. So maybe a chapter is aligned to a plot, or in a series, a book is aligned to a plot. And some books and some films which are really great and which we remember for long periods of time can have multiple plots. But when you're writing a speech, because you have got only that much of time, try to have one distinct plot. And then you can have subplots as well. Like 1000 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Marquez has like so many plots. It's crazy. But these are the 7 ones. So Asghar, I hope I was able to answer your question. Thank you so much. All right. I think with that, we have come to the red card. And thank you so much, Talha bin Hamid, for showing that to me. I'm sorry about not being able to look into it in the previous time due to all the connectivity thingies, but I think I'm done. I'm going to be passing it back to Tahseen Fatima to take the meeting forward. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to connect with me and maybe all continue to tell our stories. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ayan Paul. Actually, what I particularly loved about the entire session was you carry a very natural, soft, and sweet texture in your voice. And it is so inspiring. And the pauses and the way you deliver your entire keynote was such a impeccable overall project. It kept us engaged, it kept us captivating, and we all learned a new aspect of creative writing today. So thank you so much, Ayan. You did a fabulous job. And we are so honored to have you here. And we would like to stay connected with you to get inspired from your speech, the way you speak, and the soft delivery you have as a natural one. Phenomenal one, to be very honest. I would like to have that thing in my voice as well, by practice, of course. So, after this learned experience of Ayan Paul, creative writing, I'm sure that many of us, including myself, will start rethinking of how to give a plot to our speeches and contest speeches and whatever we are writing. Moving forward to the next segment of today's meeting, which is the prepared speeches. And our first prepared speech is by DTM Talha bin Hamid, and the lead evaluator will be Toastmaster Ramiza Onaib. So I would love to invite Toastmaster Ramiza Onaib to the stage and introduce her panel for this evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Ramiza.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tahseen. My name is Toastmaster Miza, and I'm going to be your lead evaluator for today. I have my team of evaluators, in which the auditory evaluator is GTM Saif Ali Sheikh, the visual evaluator is Toastmaster Imran Rana, the perceptible evaluator is Toastmaster Tahseen, and for structure and language, I would like to ask Toastmaster Iram Rizvi for her cooperation. Toastmaster Iram Rizvi, can you become the structure and language evaluator?
Can we request Muhammad Asghar, or we can request Ayan Paul.
Okay. So can Muhammad Asghar or Ayan Paul become the structure and language evaluator?
Maybe Asghar can do it because I need to take a quick break in between and might be a little difficult if that's okay.
Okay, sure.
And
So
if anyone would like to take the perceptible role for this speech, I would love to hand over because already I'm taking multiple roles. So we have Suhail Gibran, we have Saif Sheikh, we have Khurram Chishti. Would anyone like to step in for the perceptible of DTM Talha's speech? Or you may choose Oneba, sorry, Ramiza Oneb by yourself.
okay. So
I will do the perceptibles.
Okay, so Khurram Chishti is the perceptible, and Toastmaster Asghar, can you please take the structural and language part? It's a 1 minute of feedback. It's a 1 minute of feedback. Okay, if he's not taking up, so we can go without that.
okay. Okay, so now I will explain what will happen with the evaluation. So basically what will happen is we have our first speaker, DTM Talha. His project is Nuni Matti to Nani. So the first thing that's going to happen is he's going to present his speech. And as a lead evaluator, I am going to be evaluating him for 2 to 3 minutes. After that, I'm going to ask my team evaluators for their feedback from the auditory evaluator, which is GTM Saif Ali Sheikh, the visual evaluator, which is Toastmaster Imran Rana, or the perceptible, which is Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. So, and after that, then we are going to move on to the next prepared speech, which is of Toastmaster Tahseen Fatma. So that's what's going to happen. So now let me read the objectives of DTM Talha bin Hamid's speech. His project name is Nuni Matti to Nani. His level 1 presentation mastery, evaluation and feedback speech. His project is 5 to 7 minutes. His project's objectives are: the purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. So DTM Talha bin Hamid will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. He will focus on the member's speaking style and recommend improvements that the member can apply to the next speech. His speech may be humorous, informational, or any style that the member chooses. And then the member can ask to evaluate his or her second speech at a future meeting if he likes it. And so with that, I'll be wishing DTM Talha bin Hamid best of luck and good luck for his speech. And with that, he can proceed.
Thank you so much. I will be displaying the background. So, timing. Okay, can everyone see a background against? Yeah, can everyone confirm? Okay, thank you. So now please start. Room. A 9-year-old boy, nerdy bespectacled, racing around on a tricycle. He starts from the bedroom. Room travels through the hallway, blitzes around the dining table, and enters the foyer, where a 2-year-old girl festooned in plastic jewelry, and having her mother's sash draped around her like the most glamorous sari imaginable. A stylish handbag dangling off her shoulder awaits. Yes, madam. Where to? Duni Matti Tonati. The boy gets up from the tricycle and lifts the girl in his arms. This is a historic first. The little girl has accurately conveyed where they live. Duni Matti Tonati. Didn't get it? I don't blame you. It was actually University College. The university in question, Joseph University in Quetta. The boy in question, yours truly. The girl is someone whom he still loves the most in this world. His little sister, since the boy is now 47. The little girl is anything but little. Do the math. But of course, for me, she will always be my little sister. Recently, I visited the same hall, the same bedroom, the same foyer after 30 years with my child. We got to the gate, the beating heart. I knocked once, no response. I knocked twice, no response. Before I could raise my hand, knocked 3 times. My friend said, do you know, if there's no answer in 3 tries, you're supposed to turn back. So think before you knock twice. And I told him, I'm willing to take a chance. After the 3rd knock, just as we were about to, fortunately, I peered through the gate's hole and saw someone approaching. A lady covered in a sash opened the gate, and I gazed upon this, my childhood home. The lawns where I played, the trees where I climbed. Before I could say a word, my friend stepped forward and said, I'm a university professor myself. So professor to professor, she'll feel more comfortable talking to a stranger. So allow me to handle this. He introduced himself and he said, my name is Ali. I teach in Blustein University of IT and Technology. And then I introduced myself. My name is Salha, and we used to live here. She said, all right, but what is your nickname? And ladies and gentlemen, that's how I knew she had recognized me. I told her, Tim. She said, Tim, I'm seeing you after 30 years. You went to Karachi and never looked back. How is Shuni? And by the way, Shuni is my sister. How is your mother? She knew everything. We reminisced about old times. I learned that they used to live 2 houses removed from our house. And she then went to Glasgow to study and then came back to Blues and Quetta. I roamed around the house. In one of the rooms, I saw an old man lying on the bed, clearly not able to move. That was the father and a former colleague of my father's. Every room told a tale of loneliness, despair, and even tough choices. But it also told a story of resolve, because there she was, defined. The house, the lady, the sick father, it was enough to tell the whole life story. In past, the place was a microcosm of joy, warmth, and love for a little boy. In present, the place presented doom, loneliness, and uncertainty for a lady and her father. And then I realized, ladies and gentlemen, we are attached to places, but it's not really places we are attached to. It's the memories that we are attached to. And the memories only come into being thanks to the people that we love and those who love us. We are attached to places because of our memories. And they take shape out of not where we are, but who we are with, who we love, who we play with, who we give tricycle rides to. Ladies and gentlemen, we are who we are, not because of anything else, but because of the people who love us. As long as we have those who love us and those we love around us, any place in the world will be home. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wonderful, wonderful, TBH. As always, you have been really inspiring. So I would like to move towards the second prepared speech of the day of today's meeting, which is mine, Toastmaster Des.
It's time for the evaluator to evaluate the speech.
Okay, fine. Okay, so the stage is yours to the lead evaluator, Ramiza One. Please call your panelist and give us the great evaluation as expected.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tehseen. Hello, everybody. So first, I'm going to be giving the lead evaluation, and then I'm going to be calling my fellow modular evaluators team. So let's start. So DTM Talha bin Hamid is a very good speaker. When we were in Karachi, we used to go to Karachi Toastmaster and we used to attend daily meetings. My father put my two sisters on track of this, Sahar and Rahma. Sahar was the biggest one and then Rahma was in the middle, but both of them could not do that because of their job and then their life and then they had kids. But I was the one who stayed on track and we started LAI Toastmasters over here. So my point is that DTM Talha, I've heard him from a very long time and I think his speeches are very interesting and very amazing. I've always loved each and every one of his speech. So starting with his speech, I loved the way he started his speech with boom, boom. It attracted me right away. I loved his intro. He had a very good intro, and I think the intro and the conclusion are the main things because when you start, the intro is the thing that attracts the audience and appeals their eyes, and then they want to listen. And then the body is the main thing too, because like people do not get bored and then they listen throughout your whole speech and then they don't just turn off the camera. Oh my God, I'm so bored. So I'll not let anybody know and just turn off the camera. And then the conclusion is also the main thing because if you have a good ending, it could have a good result. So his intro was very good. He started with boom, a noise, and he added vocal variety too. And I also loved how he added some photos and videos to appeal the audience. I love the conclusion, as long as we have those who love us and those who loves us. That was a very good conclusion. So a few things that I may want him to improve on when he said that who he loves. He could say it with excitement or he could say it with compassion. Like he could say who he loves like that. And he could improve his hand gestures. And it's recommended to give the speech while you're standing because like it creates a good impact, a positive impact, and people can see your hand gestures clearly. So he wasn't standing, so I couldn't see his hand gestures clearly. That's why I'm asking him to improve his hand gestures. But I know he couldn't stand because he was showing the photos and videos, but standing gives a positive impact and it improves the speech. So as for his clarity, he had spoken language which was clear and easily understood. As for his vocal variety, he excelled at using tone, speed, and volume as tools. As for his eye contact, he used eye contact to convey emotion and elicit response. As for his gestures, he used physical gestures effectively. As for the audience awareness, he engaged audience completely and anticipated audience need. As for the comfort level, he appeared fully at ease with the audience, and for the interest, he engaged audience with high, compelling, well-constructed content. So thank you so much, DTM Talha bin Hamid. That was a very interesting speech, and I was really happy to hear your speech once again. And it was a very amazing speech. I hope you keep on shining and improving more as you come to Toastmasters every day. Thank you. So now I'm going to be asking my team for their feedback. In my team, the first evaluator is auditory, which is DTM Saif Ali Sheikh. DTM Saif Ali Sheikh, the stage is all yours. You
Thank
have
you
1
very
minute
much.
for all the evaluators.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramiza. You're not leaving anything space for me to evaluate Toastmaster Tahla. You mentioned all the things what I make to what I have to say, but thanks God you have done it. Excellent. But by having said this one, I'm not going to leave Talha what you said about it, but I will give little, the spice for his speech also. I'm going to evaluate him by two E's. What I see and what I heard about DTM Talha. DTM Talha, you have incorporate your speech with the video and audio, and that is an excellent technique that when you have the story you have to link the story. But I personally prefer if you have the short story, instead of you are playing with the computers and diverting yourself, just make a visualized story. We can understand you are in a Quetta, or you're talking about the school or the nanny home after the 30 years. In between, you have space whilst you're talking to the teachers, so you can make a dialogue. Try to make your speech like a woman also, so that will give the impact in a vocal variety. By having said this, all the best. Looking forward to see you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, DTM Saif Ali Sheikh. Now moving on to our next modular evaluator. Our next modular evaluator for today is going to be the visual, which is Toastmaster Imran Rana. Toastmaster Imran Rana, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ramiza. So first of all, congratulations, DTM Talha, for delivering such a wonderful and intriguing speech. The only area of improvement which I noted that initially you showed the background and we did saw something. So trying to avoid that, there was a script on the screen as well, and it was also shown. So maybe avoid that. Rest, your vocal variety at the few times was quite low. Overall, the speech delivered with great confidence and enthusiasm, and I loved the place you saw us, and it felt like that we were there as well too. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. The last and next modular evaluator for today is Perceptible, which is Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. Toastmaster Khurram Chishti, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Madam Lead Evaluator. When it comes to the perceptible of the speeches, Tala is one of the giants in the district who make the storytelling and the perceptibles very nice, and we can see that one in the current speech as well. Like any speech, there is always a room of improvement. Since the time limitation is there, I will move to that part. Few things into that, as many evaluators already said, the storytelling was going good. We start building a muscle of enjoying the story, and is suddenly finished. So we understand the perceptible part. nicely, but if the story is being told in a more deeper manner, a little 30-second, 45-second, you added more to drive it bit more in a storytelling, that would be great. On top, Nuni Nani sorry, I forget the speech title, but again, it is more relatable to this kind of a audience of District 122 who understand those words. But in your speech, I didn't get, or maybe I missed that the part where what does it means to the people who do not understand the Urdu language. And lastly, the flummox you created in the beginning, it was good. But at the end of the day, it was deceived by, the script on the side, and we all trying to understand what is the meaning of Nuni to Nani. So, yeah, that a bit more changes can improve it to the world class. Yeah, thank you very much. Over to you, lead evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. With that, we end our first speech. Now we'll move on to the next speech, which is Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma, and her lead evaluator is going to be DTM Saif Ali Sheikh. DTM Saif Ali Sheikh, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Toastmaster Ramiza, you directly handed over without the Toastmaster of the day.
Oh, I first have to hand over to Toastmaster today. Okay. So now I will hand over the stage to Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma.
Thank you very much, Madam Lead Evaluator. Your panelists were great, and we have observed very fruitful evaluation, and I hope it will be as fruitful for DTM Delhi. So moving on towards the next speech of the day, the prepared speech, which is by Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma, and her speech will be evaluated by the lead evaluator, DTM Saif Sheikh, and his panel. So I would like to invite DTM Saif Sheikh to share the speech details and invite his panelists. Over to you, DTM Saif.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma. And by this, I would like to get the perceptible and the structural language for Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma. Do you have already a line, or someone from the audience is going to take over? I think Khurram, since Khurram is here and he did the perceptible part before, so I request Khurram to take over as a perceptible part, and we are going to leave the structures and the language same as the previous speakers. Toastmaster Khurram, is okay for you?
Yes, he is in.
Okay. So Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma project is, the title is A Thesis of Life, and the path is Engaging Humor, Level 3, project number 1, and the project purpose is Your Style of the Humor, time from 5 to 7 minutes. Over to Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma.
Do we have any car enthusiast here in our meeting who loves cars and can tell any specification about the car? Oh, DTM Talha. Great. You are not my club. You are not from my club. And do we have anyone who knows the meaning of word accord here? Do we have anyone? Okay, again, DTM Talha. Okay, now you are in my club. Back in university, after topping my third year, and I was the topper of entire province in my third year's thesis, not just in the class, I brought pride to my parents, joy to my extended family, and a brand new fan club of rivals from my own batchmates. A bunch of heroic boys, the Tom Cruise and Shah Rukh Khans of every rich girl's imagination. The fourth year guys who are mainly focused to impress the first year and the second year girls, but could not digest that this nerdy girl had beaten them. How come I have taken the first position and he, the Shah Rukh Khan of the university, has placed in the second position? It was such the egoistic thing for that guy and his allies. Their expressions screamed, this must be a malfunction or maybe a top secret sifarish. How come she has become the topper of the province? I am Mr. X. I am Mr. Y. Okay, welcome the rivals. So when finally the year thesis time came, the final year, the fourth year's final thesis time came, the classroom wasn't exactly a temple of peace. I got a lot of noises, negativity throughout the year. And I decided to prove I wasn't a nerd. I was the Hrithik Roshan of this dance party, the lost grandchild of Michael Jackson. The floor was mine and the floor is mine. Challenge yourself, Tessin. It's time. Okay. I did a lot of research and I made the boldest choice of my life. My final thesis topic was Honda Accord, 5th generation car launch campaign. Bravo! Great! A topic about I knew absolutely nothing. I knew as much about the cars as the goldfish knew about the Wi-Fi. Cars and myself, poles apart. All these boys were experts. Engine capacity, pistons, and torque ratios, while for me, changing the TV channels and torque was the French famous pastry. What is the engine piston? Where is the car's stomach? Where it keeps all the fuel? Why we have to accelerate? I was totally a nerd. And for Accord, it was just a word I used in one of my speeches in grade 7 or 8. In accord with your statement, Madam President. That I all knew about Accord. Okay. When I heard horsepower, I was still looking for the horse. That where is the horse in the car who has this power, and then it goes on. When they said transmission, I thought cars were gossiping. Hey, Corolla, loving your new paint. And torque, oh wow, what a black glossy color. That was I. My thesis journey mirrored the car itself, rough ignition, several bumps, and many movements stuck in a neutral gear. Of course, it took me days and nights to research on cars and all those things. But after 3 months of sleepless nights and endless teas and ice creams and everything, I pulled off a thesis display so fabulous that even I couldn't believe it. It still feels like a dream. On a topic that still feels alien to me, I secured the top position in the province once again. And 3 job offers rolled like a shiny new cars on display, right at the thesis display when we have the jurors from advertising industry. My fellows, I didn't win because I knew Honda Accord or anything about the cars, or I did a very good research. No. I won because I dared to take the Accord with myself. Friends, Do not wait until you feel ready. Just accelerate. Because real power isn't under the hood. It's inside us. And when you choose courage over comfort, you always reach your destination. No GPS required. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Okay, thank you for this speech, Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma. And now over to the lead evaluator, DTM Saif Sheikh, for the evaluation along with this panelist.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma. So what is a courage and comfort? It's a wonderful speech, and initially the questions you have raised, that you grab the attention, and that is a sign of a professional speaker. And you ask about the car and the specification of the nut. I was thinking, well, it's a two different dimension, and you're talking about the car and the nut. And in between your specification of the car, oh, I love Honda Accord actually. I use a Honda Accord is so many years, and one of the best car in my life is a Honda Accord. So your specification is not stopping, but you related to the car toward the horsepowers. You're talking about the transitions and transmissions, and you're talking about the neutral gear. What a wonderful meaning given by you toward the car. It's an excellent speech. By having said this one, I personally feel if you can little more talk about your conclusion is little abrupt for me. So if you can use is interrupting me, the DTM Tala is sending the voting. Just finish the evaluation first, and then you can send the voting one. So Tehseen Fatma, it's a wonderful speech, wonderful plotting you have done. I think you know our keynote speaker today, and based on that, you just build the story and with the character of the card and the nut, and well reconnected with both things. By having said this one, I have a team, and those are taking part of auditory. And for auditory, I will request Toastmaster Imran Rana. Toastmaster Imran, you are muted.
Okay, thank you so much, DTM Saif Ali Sheikh. First of all, Toastmaster Tehseen, first of all, congratulations on delivering such a wonderful speech. So the auditory part, I observed that the speech was delivered with great confidence, and I really loved the way you took pauses during your speech. Throughout the speech, you were calm and composed. That's the best thing about your speech, and I really love the crisp humor you added during your speech. So, with that, I would like to hand over the charge back to the lead evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Now may I request Toastmaster Talha to cover the part of the visual one, of not the test. Toastmaster Tehseen, the visual one. I'm talking about her speech.
Thank you so much. Today I'm in no position to comment on visuals. Since if I asked her, if I said that you should have stood up for the speech, I was also guilty of sitting down for the speech. If I told her that you didn't move much during the speech or that your gestures weren't visible, those were exactly the criticisms that would be leveled at my speech. So, but I would like to highlight one thing that's a positive, that your facial expressions were very visible and they were completely in sync with what you were saying. So this is one advantage of this online medium that we often overlook versus in person, that we are much better able to showcase our facial expressions and align them to the speech, and especially even if you look at the World Championship of Public Speaking. Do you think you can see the facial expressions of those speakers while sitting in the audience? No. You only see them when you see the recording and the camera zooms in. So congratulations on that. What do you lead evaluator?
Thank you very much, DTM Talha bin Hamid. Now I request Toastmaster Khurram Chishti to do the justice to the perceptible.
Yes, thank you, lead evaluator. In the beginning, I was the structure and the perceptible, so I will do the both. So structurally, I'm doing 2 in 1 minute, so very quick one. Great speech, very relatable to the topic, as you said. On the structure part, it was well-structured speech, but I would suggest that if you put kind of transitions between the intro, the body, and the conclusion, which were quite blur into the speech, that would be great. The transitions, if you can work on that one. And on the perceptible part, it was the message was well taken. Again, we are happening to be doing that. We stretch our body too much, and we do not left the room of conclusion into the speech, and that's why we jump into the conclusion and we wrap up the speech. So that is something that can be improved. So over to the lead evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. Now may I request Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma, what you learned from the evaluators?
Thank you very much, Mr. Lead Evaluator, DTM Self. So what I learned is that I was actually trying to stand up and to deliver this speech, but I know that my laptop has some microphone issues, so I wasn't able. And I will rework on my content structure, as Toastmaster Khurram has very beautifully told. And I would like not to jump on the conclusion, but to structure it within the body. That's one thing I will work in my next speech.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma. By this, I hand over control back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tehseen Fatma, once again. Over to you, Toastmaster Tehseen.
That is so kind of you, Mr. Lead Evaluator, and the prepared speeches segment empowered us with thought-provoking 2 speeches. Thank you to the both speakers. And coming back to the topic, which the theme of today's meeting. So I just want to add one thing. I remember preparing for my first big presentation when I was in my first job, that is years back. My fear had the loudest microphone. What if I forgot? What if I stammer? What if people laugh? My heart was running on overclocked model. It was pounding so dug, 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 dug. But then I told myself, if I crash spectacularly. At least the audience will remember me, like the model who fell on the ramp because of high heels. That teeny spark of humor became my patch update. And I debugged my fear with my motivation. Version 2.0, more courage, less buggy. With this thought, moving towards the next section of our today's meeting, which is the most awaited section by us all, and which is table topic section. So the table topics master of today is who is it? Oh, Mr. Imran Rana. Wow. Okay, so the VPE who has worked so hard for this meeting is going to take the charge and challenge us all with challenging table topics. Mr. VPE, are you ready?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tehseen. Okay, so today's table topic is little different from the regular table topic. So I have selected one topic, and I would like to call upon the 2 speakers, that is Toastmaster Suhail Gibran, and if Toastmaster Asghar is available, that would be icing on the cake. Toastmaster Asghar, are you with us? Toastmaster Asghar, if not, then I will. Toastmaster Asghar, could you please turn on your video? Toastmaster Asghar. Okay, so if not Toastmaster Asghar, then I should go for Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. So the rules is little different. So both of you, I'll give the same topic one by one, and you have to use the word of the day plus since the topic will be the same, but your story should be different, right? Although you will be listening to each other's speech, but you don't have to copy that. And one more thing, after that, 30 seconds will be provided to each of the speaker to evaluate each one of you, right? First, if I select Toastmaster Suhail Gibran, then Toastmaster Khurram Chishti will have to evaluate Toastmaster Suhail Gibran, and after completing, once the Toastmaster Khurram Chishti completed his speech, table topic speech, then Toastmaster Suhail will going to evaluate for 30 seconds. Okay, so first I would like to call upon Toastmaster Suhail Gibran. The
Okay.
topic is, since the topic is same, the theme is all about debugging the fear with motivation. So your topic is, what's the most creative way you have bribed yourself to face a fear or challenge? What's the most creative way you have bribed yourself to face a fear or challenge? Word of the day is Flomox. Over to you.
Fear. It is a psychological emotion, a self-imposed
Toastmaster
limitation.
Suhail, you're not audible.
He is audible to me.
Yeah, he is audible. We can hear them.
No,
Yes.
Am I audible?
No, you're not audible.
Yes, you are audible. We can.
Imran, you need to check your speakers or something. I don't know, but he is audible.
Yeah, you are audible, Mr. Sohail.
Again, you're not
Okay.
audible.
I think there is something wrong with your speaker, most probably, because all the rest can listen to me.
Yeah. We can hear Suhail very well, and we cannot hear you, Imran, now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think so. You can go ahead.
Okay. What is fear? It is just a psychological phenomenon, a self-imposed limitation. But as long as this limitation has control over us, it acts as a master and we act as a slave. So what is the solution? Can we see fear physically? The answer is no. So we cannot take a stick and kill it. We just have to do something at our mental level. As far as our mindset is concerned, we have to do something in that regard. And in my view, what I do is that I just stand up and do whatever I want to do and take lead from my heart. And then I move forward and do whatever I do. This is the only way to shed away fear. Otherwise, it will rule you. We must defeat it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, I would request Toastmaster Khuram Chishti to evaluate Toastmaster Suhail Gibran for 30 seconds. And then
Yep.
I'll
Yeah, I will do the same.
announce the topic for you.
Yeah, you already shared the topic, right? It's the same you said in the beginning. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, so thank you, Toastmaster Suhail. What an inspiring and great speech you have presented. I like the way you move from your comfort zone, stand up, and you give a very life-giving message. I think the only improvement part is that the topic is saying that what creative way you have done in your life. So if you can add one or two stories, interestingly, that would add a bit more spice into your great message. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. So the same topics goes to you.
Can you repeat that, please?
What's the most creative way you've bribed yourself to face a fear or challenge? What's the most creative way you have bribed yourself to face a fear or challenge? Word of the day is flummox.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I've been very creative since my childhood. And I'm creating a lot of flummox to other because if you cannot convince, confuse others. Fellow Toastmasters, I start eating, being Lahori, I'm like crazy eater, and I reached to 105 kg, which is the highest in my life, and usually I'm 84. So what I did, I put everybody on my stage and tell them, see, I'm doing the weight loss and I will do that. So if I didn't do weight loss, so they can insult me. And I did a big fight with my wife when she's giving me a very nice lavish food that you're my enemy and you do not want me to see smart because you are feared that I will do another wife. That's why you are doing that. So I created a big mess around myself. So if I do not achieve the weight loss, they will insult me, and that fear of insult motivates me to achieve my weight loss. I have done already 8 kg down. There is 10 more to go. Please wish me luck, and I will keep creating those circles around me that motivate me one way or another, either in way of pushing myself as an insult, either in a way of motivating myself. I'm pushing my kids today these days to climb the mountains and telling them that you are lazy buggers. And when they push me to go out and do that, instead of taking them only, I take myself as well with them, and that motivates me to walk a bit more onto the mountains and do a bit of a weight loss. So keep motivating yourself. Don't fear of getting insulted. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, for that. Now I request Toastmaster Suhail to evaluate Toastmaster Khuram Chishti's speech for 30 seconds.
Okay. This was a great speech, and he included a story in it, which is very interesting. His vocal variety is very good. He did very well in this regard. But the only thing I would like to say is that he was supposed to talk about fear, and the examples what I mean he gave I could not make out from it that how the fear came in it. There was no fear at all. That's about all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, both of you. Now the stage is your Toastmaster of the day.
Great idea and great table topics conducted by our VPE. Great job. Thank you. So now moving towards the journal evaluation part of our today's meeting. So our today's journal evaluator is Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. I would like to invite him on the virtual stage to give his expert evaluation about today's meeting. Khurram Chishti, the stage is yours. You are muted, Khurram Chishti. Can you please unmute? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. First, I would like to request my team to give me reports. Started with the timekeeper report. Is there any disqualification?
Yes, only one. The keynote speaker was disqualified by a couple of minutes, and that pushed the timing of the meeting behind a little bit. But everybody else falls well within their time.
Thank you, timer of the day. The language evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rana, would you please present your report?
Okay, thank you so much. So today we observed some amazing language by our speakers. There were few errors about the few grammatical errors, like sentence was in should be in past tense, but it was delivered as a present tense. Rest, word of the day, Flamox was used by the speaker Khurram Chishti, and rest of the if I'm not wrong, rest of the speaker didn't use it. So with that, I would like to hand over the charge back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, language evaluator. Fellow Toastmaster, I will present my report of the meeting evaluation. The meeting started on time. Most of the roles player were there at the beginning of the time. Madam President joined 3 minutes late. My suggestion to her would be that being the leader of the house, she should be on time. Although I do understand that her commitment to both end was the challenging part, but as a rule, I'm just putting that she should be on time, but it's her great commitment that she still joined being outside with her kids. Now she did a great introduction, not connected with the theme, but with the theme of the club, which is the right thing to do. The guests were introduced properly. The Toastmaster of the day did the good briefing on the topic, which is a good thing in that part. And then the keynote speech was quite amazing. Till the keynote speech, there are few areas of improvement that I have been observed. Let me get into that. Number one, the word of the day was not formally introduced. So once we say that people don't use it, it's not their mistake because it was not been introduced. That's number one. There were a few other areas where I believe that, for example, we usually in District 122 very deliberately announce that in our meeting we do not talk about religion, sex, and politics, and we do not introduce that part very clearly. So then, if somebody is talking about sex, religion, and politics, you cannot claim that you inform them about that. Geek of the week, very nice topic, but it came, then went, gone. So I think so. The geek of the week should not do the just the reading from the paper. It should be a small storytelling, as it's a storytelling platform. Important part for the Toastmaster of the day, I think so that the Toastmaster of the day should go through the agenda, read it like 2 or 3 times before the meeting. so people don't have to interrupt in between and tell them what to do. Then the introduction of the table topic master was missing because the Toastmaster of the day was looking at who is the table topic master. So my suggestion to the Toastmaster of the day is that that's a commitment and a prep. Toastmaster of the day have to do it. I took a big note from Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Sohail Gibran, that fear is a self-imposed thing, which is a great message. Then moving toward the evaluation part went very well, and in every meeting we have a challenge that we are looking forward to the module evaluator. That's a kind of our structure is that, but if we have enough audience, then it become more easier to put it on. Although we are little behind the time schedule, which was in the timers report. It was talked about, but again, and I'm not, with all apologies and all respect, I'm not targeting Toastmaster of the day, but at the end of the day, it's Toastmaster of the day's responsibility to manage the time. Overall, it was a great meeting, and it is, I would say, this meeting or many of the Quantum Leap meetings shows that less is more, with very few audience, with very few people coming and going out. The Quantum Leap group is doing, I believe, 83 or 85th meeting somewhere, and they are doing amazing sessions with very few people. So that explains less is more. Over to you, Toastmaster of today.
Thank you very much, Journal Evaluator, and you have done a great job, and I have taken notes. And next time, inshallah, I'll try to be more in the more powerful position, and I'll stop everyone who will be overtiming. That the time is done. Okay, that's the perfect thing. Okay, so it's time to wrap up with the theme of today's meeting. I would like to end it with a beautiful thought that
It seems like she dropped out.
Let's wait for a second.
I think Toastmaster Imran, you can take the lead, and so we can wrap it up on time.
Okay, yes, perfectly fine. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for being with us for such a wonderful session, and you were such a great audience. And I would like to take some feedback from Toastmaster Suhail Gibran. So, Toastmaster Suhail, please give us your brief remarks about today's meeting.
Okay, this is a wonderful gathering and wonderful meeting, and I plan to join it again whenever it happens next time. And I have attended one meeting on Zoom in some other group, Pakistani group, but your standard is much better than them. This is what I can say.
Thank you so much. So today we learned so many things about AI, and one thing is clear that creative is not taken away by AI. So we should excel it on that creative writing more. And we had an amazing prepared speeches, and I would like to sincere thanks to Toastmaster Khurram Chishti for pointing out on uh, on the areas where we should improve upon it, and I would request all the members to please whenever the rules is distributed, say So you all are encouraged to take on the roles. And since Toastmaster Khurram Chishti, you told me that for September you are booked, and next time you're going to take the Toastmaster of the Day role. So please be available for that. And once again, sincere thanks to everyone. And let's see. Okay, please cast your vote for the best speaker. No. Okay, so let me call upon our vote counter, Toastmaster Talha, to please announce the result and adjourn the meeting.
I don't have the authority to adjourn the meeting, but okay, let me announce the result. First of all, best speaker. Unfortunately, I have one best speaker, and today actually the one time that I tried to take a shortcut and create an outline of the speech because I had to juggle the visuals and everything, and most of the time I didn't even end up reading from it. But yeah, so kudos to you, Toastmaster Tehseen, for not employing any aid that I did. But unfortunately, I have won. But I think we'll declare it a tie because, in my good conscience, I cannot accept this win. Next time I'll do the speech without any shortcut. The second category is Best Evaluator, DTM Ceremony Chairs. Congratulations. Best Table Topics today goes to Toastmaster Suhail Gibran. Congratulations, sir. And Best Big Role Player today goes to anyone's. I mean, it's not difficult to guess. Toastmaster Khurram Chishti. He already started the heart emoji even before he heard the name. He knew. So, congratulations.
It was for Toastmaster Suhail.
Okay. All right. Two birds in one stone. So, congratulations. And let me just say, Toastmaster Khurram, personal note, your journal evaluation today is one of the best I've heard. It was not fancy. It was very to the point. At the same time, it was incisive, but it was in the right tone for an evaluation, which is encouraging and positive. So, absolutely masterful job. I'm so glad that you won the best big role there, because as the meeting administrator, I could not vote. But congratulations on it. And with that, hand over back to the yes, sir. Suhail sir.
When will be the next meeting?
2 weeks. 2 weeks, sir. Exactly 2 weeks later.
Okay.
Next Saturday.
What we can do, we can add you in our guest group.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
If you
of
could
course.
share your contact numbers in the chat box, so that we can add
Okay.
you. And
Okay.
Toastmaster Khurram, thank you so much for being brutally honest. So with that, it's time for us to end the meeting, and we'll see you on 27th. The timing will be confirmed. So goodbye for now, and have a wonderful weekend. Over to
Thank you very much. Official meeting is adjourned. Now we can speak in slang. I think so. You and Imran are sitting in the same room or what?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see I can get it from the echo.
Yeah, exactly.
And Imran is trying to see you, but he's showing that he's not seeing you.
Well, he's deliberately ignoring. There have been several times where I've tried to draw his attention to something, but of course, so, no use of sitting in one room. Let me tell you.
It's difficult. The echo will not help. But yeah, guys, अच्छी मीटिंग थी सर और मजा आया और सर अब मैं जाके लेटूंगा 6 घंटे से गाड़ी चला के आ रहा हूँ तो मजा आ रहा है
Thank you so much, sir. अच्छा, एक feedback आप
जी सर अल्लाह हाफिज सर जी सर
अब ये meeting 11 से 1 थैंक यू सो मच सर. आप जरूर दोबारा आइएगा
जरूर
privilege है।
इंशाल्लाह इंशाल्लाह
मैडम ये बताएं कि टाइमिंग क्या सही रहेगी मीटिंग की, ये वाली या 2 से 4 पाकिस्तानी?
सर असल में चीज ये है कि एक सैटरडे होता है सोने के लिए।
ठीक है, समझ गया। ठीक है, गॉट इट, गॉट इट।
देखिए
हमने
अगर तो वन ऑफ बीच में हो जाता है ना, एज अ
हाँ,
वन ऑफ लाइक
मैं समझ
इट इज 7 in the morning राइट नाउ।
आई नो
सो
हमारी वैसे ऑफिशियल टाइम 2 से 4 ही है।
हाँ
सिर्फ आज के दिन क्योंकि डिवीजन बी का कोई इवेंट था तो इसलिए हमने इसको चेंज किया है।
नहीं
तो
सर, लेट्स कीप इट 2 to 4। और
हाँ, ठीक
अगर उसमें अगर वन ऑफ कोई आता है ऐसा जिसमें हमें चेंज करना पड़ता है, विल डू इट लाइक दैट वे, राइट? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
ठीक है, बिल्कुल ठीक है, बिल्कुल ठीक। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर
ओके सर जी, टेक केयर।